Welcome back to my huge channel, everybody. Today we're speaking about a topic where you might think we already discussed it, which is personal style. But today we're speaking about the 101 rules of style in general. And I know if you subscribe to this channel and watch my videos now for a longer time, you're well aware what fashion and style and personal style is. But I get more and more the question of what just style in general is. What is style? Like, what is personal style even? I made a video a while ago where I go step by step on the routine on how to achieve one's own personal style and personal development. There's another video where I explain how you can look at the runways and try to evolve your personal style with like little styling tricks. So I have a lot of personal style videos now. But I never made a very general video where we speak about what style actually is and how we can achieve learning more about style. It is actually something like the pre-game of learning your very personal style. So this video is for the people that see editorials, runways, shows, Pinterest, everything every day, your Instagram feed that is full of people having very strong personal style. You get inspired by these people, you get inspired by models, by designers, all of these things, but it seems so far away for you. It seems like it's impossible that you will ever achieve this with your profession, with the way you have to walk to the office or drive to the office, with the people you're surrounded by, with the accommodation you're in. Everything is influenced and everything influences kind of your personal style. But you are a dreamer and you dream of other things. And today we speak how we step by step can just learn more about style and how we can try to implement it a bit more into our daily life. So I would say this video is way more pragmatic than the other one that I did, where I talked a lot about inspiration and knowing yourself. And of course, psychology is a very important question. I think everything stands and falls with the fact of how well you know yourself. But we also know our surroundings and we don't feel comfortable. We feel like we need to fit in to have a more comfortable living. So it's just easier for us to walk through life and not try to explain ourselves, because that's just something hard. It's hard to be in an ongoing situation of confrontation, even if it's tiny jokes or tiny comments, where you need to justify what you want to wear. But this is actually if you already achieved your personal style, but maybe you don't dare to step into your personal style. Maybe you don't know yet how to get in it and how you learn just style in general. If you have no idea what it is, and if you lived your life with a good amount of basic pieces because you were trying to fit in. It will be very pragmatic. It's very practical. At the end of this video, you will have a lot of to-dos. So a little disclaimer here as per usual, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you do enjoy my videos. And as you can see, I try to focus also a bit on personal style now to make it a bit more translatable into your everyday life and not only about runways. So currently I do a lot of runway reviews, but also a bit more about personal style. Let me also know if you like this. And I do have a Patreon where I do show a bit more of my personal style, my personal ways of styling stuff, where I also publish a video per week, so you can join me there if you do enjoy this year. And of course I have my biggest pride, which is our amazing Discord server with so many people all over the world with so many talents. You just go nuts. Everybody has an answer for whatever you have. It's a beautiful community. There's only positivity. I'm really fighting hard, and I don't even have to fight hard because everybody is so kind and friendly and talented, and it's so beautiful. You will be very welcome on my Discord server. So all the links are down below. Let's get into the video. So the first step you have to take, and honestly it's my very favorite one, I'm very good at it, and I push my friends to do it as well. And otherwise I go to their places and I do it because I'm rough. I can be a general, I can be militarian, I can do everything if it is about this. You need to declutter. Decluttering is the first way of cleaning yourself from all the sins that you have committed before. You know, all the purchases that you did from fast fashion retailers that were not really holding up as well as you thought, so you washed them twice. They are falling apart, you have tons of pilling on them. And I don't say all fast fashion pieces have terrible quality, but a lot of pieces do have bad quality. You go to your wardrobe right now, everything, and I don't want to be the Marie Kondo here, but also you can be a bit Marie Kondo here. You take everything out there that you don't like and where you think this is a plan B for a situation that I can maybe wear one day, you will not wear it. I'm speaking from experience. This leopard satin dress that is slightly too tight, those black too wide dresses, these pants that need to be tailored that you are not tailoring since 3 years, all these pieces need to go out. You need to clear your mind. So the first step in finding style in general is really clearing your mind. That means clearing your wardrobe. And I know we all have the same struggle. My wardrobe looks a mess as well. But I'm decluttering very often, and thank God I don't have to declutter so often anymore, because I just don't shop so much anymore, because I know exactly what I want. But for you to come to the step to not having to declutter so often anymore, you need to do it once and for all. Those old socks with the holes in it, those old socks that just don't look like socks anymore, because they can be used for different purposes maybe. You need to get rid of these things. And you know what? I'm actually pretty much shocked that there are so many videos out there that tell you to keep these pieces on the side, because one day when something gets trendy again, you might want to... No! You will never want to wear these pieces again. If you haven't touched them in 2 years, this thing will never turn into a statement item in your wardrobe. And you only want statement pieces. And when I say statement, I don't mean it pieces. I don't mean your overly oversized coat that is half jacquard and half pony hair or whatever. I mean, every piece that you have needs to be some sort of piece that you can standardize and include into your wardrobe, and that you always feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable in something, you will never want to wear it. And if you do force yourself to wearing it, and for me this advice of putting stuff aside, because what happens if it gets trendy again, you will wear it, is terrible, because you will again not feel comfortable in it, even though everybody on the streets is wearing it. It's not your aesthetic, you didn't touch it, you don't like it. So either you sell your stuff on Vinted, Vestiaire Collective, Poshmark. There's so many websites right now where you can sell stuff, and I know the biggest issue is that the resale value of a lot of pieces is of course so low that you're like, is it really worth it to put the H&M leggings that I bought for €6 for €3 on Depop? To be honest, you can do it. It's maybe not the most environmental friendly method, but you can get rid of these items. Also, you can even ask people for pickup. You can do like a huge bag and just say it's like, I don't know, €30, €40 or dollars or whatever. Just get rid of these things. You need to get rid of it. It's just like cleaning your apartment. It's just like it's like a deep clean of 10 hours where you're like super proud of yourself. You know that feeling when you're jumping into fresh bed sheets after having showered? I want you to have this feeling when you look into your closet. And the reason why the first rule is already so extreme is what a lot of people don't understand if you're maybe not that sensitive. But there definitely is something, despite for collecting dust, pieces are a form of energy. So the more pieces you have in a wardrobe and the more negative energy these pieces have, the less you like to get into your wardrobe and even have a look at it, the less you want to dress yourself up, the more and more you will turn into a basic uniform that you actually never wanted to have, but you do it because you're so desperate, because you do not like your closet. So you need to some sort wash your closet clean from all these bad energies. Sometimes you even have bad memories with pieces because you don't fit in that dress anymore and you don't feel comfortable in your body, or it's the other way around. There's so many things where pieces have just a bad memory and that we need to get rid of them. And in the worst case, you throw these pieces away. Get them out of your life and don't do it again. Don't repeat it. It will hurt you so much to trash a Zara blazer that you never touched because it was not your style. You will not do it again. You will not pay these €50 again. So sometimes it's better to take one serious step, throw stuff away, and just not repeat it. The other amazing thing about this decision of decluttering and getting rid of items is not only that you have a clear mind and a clear closet, it's also because you do not have a plan B anymore. You don't have these safe pieces anymore where you know, okay, if I don't know anything at all, I can still wear these terrible joggers that I hate because they deform my body in a way that I absolutely don't look. They're not comfortable, nothing, but maybe they're comfortable. Usually that's the reason why we keep stuff. Or I don't know, the fully pilled cardigan. You know, will not have these plan B items in your wardrobe anymore that might even keep you away from doing the right purchases if you want to buy something. When you think, hey, I have 5 joggers in my closet, kind of, I have so many different ones in different styles, but actually you just don't wear 4 of them. You also need to get rid of them to understand there is no selection that I have. You actually don't have a selection, and there's no cozy plan B that you can refer to once you feel uncomfortable or you think, oh no, it's fine, I will just wear what I want. This is a routine that will help you to be your best self as well, and to learn more about how you need to treat the clothes around you. And this is so important because the feeling you will have afterwards is so freeing knowing you just have, I don't know, if you had 50 items, knowing that you only have 10 at the end is extremely freeing and so precious to have a clear vision when it comes to your wardrobe, and knowing there is no plan B of a second wardrobe that you can go to even though you don't feel comfortable with it is amazing. So free your mind and declutter as deeply as possible. So step 2 is checking on inspiration. And this can be a bit tricky because sometimes we cannot really differentiate between inspiration and something aspirational that we want to have. For example, if you get truly inspired by your Instagram feed, and Instagram can be an amazing source, like I get a lot of small designers recommended, for example, that I would usually not ever see somewhere else. So it's amazing for me to see up and new coming brands that I might be interested in. But on the other hand, if it's personas that you're interested in, and that's kind of natural when you want to evolve your personal style as well, or find style in general. When it comes to a persona though, it might be a bit more different because there are different levels to a person's life. Is it the lifestyle you're craving? Is it the physical appearance you're craving? Or is it really just the clothes? And of course we know that style overall is a thing that combines all of these things. It's also your lifestyle, it's the way you act, it's the way you talk, it's the way you eat and drink, it's the hobbies you have. All of these things make the persona that you are. It's part of your personal style. But when you just want to evolve a style, and this video is about style in general, you should only be interested, first of all, in an aesthetic. So just as a disclaimer, make it clear the people that you see as inspirations, if it's models, celebrities, influencers, musicians, everything, because kind of everything is also the same currently, I feel. Make yourself clear what is it that you like about this person so much. Maybe it's even the character. Maybe it's not the fact that she's a model or he's a model, but that the character is so cool and you find her, I don't know, so inspirational that it's actually just that, and not even the style, that you don't even like the style and you like more her lifestyle and how she treats people and how she speaks. So you should be very clear about what you actually like. I don't want to recommend you to read into books because you really don't have to go that deep when you just want to learn a bit more about style. You don't need to be a fashion critique if you want to learn about general style, and you don't need to know the history about every design house. You can of course learn that if you have an interest for that, but if you just want to learn about style, it's amazing to, of course, look at Instagram. Pinterest is a big source of inspiration, of course, for tons of people. I have to say, for me personally, it's not perfect because I cannot differentiate very well between copying and being inspired by something. So if I get to see too many examples of something, I cannot really turn it into something abstract and reflect that on myself. So I tend to not look at things at all. So this is for me the best solution. But if you can do that, and sometimes copying is also the first way to learning, so you can really create mood boards, create items, take products in it, take people in it, can be lifestyle situations, and try to understand what is exactly it that you're inspired by. Maybe you realize at the end that you only have like bikini photos on it. So maybe the whole thing is actually that you want to have a summer vacation somewhere. Maybe you realize that it's a lot of dark fits. Maybe you see that it's a lot of bright fits, a lot of knitwear, a lot of leather goods. You know, there's so many different aesthetics. And for me, a mood board, the main thing it helps for, and it's not even for copying or learning about new styling possibilities. It's more like to see an overview of things that I like and then see like, okay, click. For example, what I figured out when I created mood boards is that I'm very much into layering. So I do really love to layer items because I saw that all the items I pinned on my board were layered things. So apparently I do not like so much, even though I wear it a lot, to wear very basic and like one-dimensional pieces. So to find inspiration, I would also of course say look into fashion magazines, and maybe not every fashion magazine, because I know it's sometimes also, again, too unrealistic to wear something that is shown in magazines when it's head to toe one designer brand. It's like, okay, how can I recreate this? But by the way, if you're not so good at thrifting, and I know a lot of people can struggle because the world of thrifting is even bigger than fashion, our Discord server is an amazing place where people, me included, share a lot of links of products that are very special, very specific and beautiful. So the Discord server is also amazing for this because everybody keeps pinning the products that they love and found somewhere, and usually for an always good price point, because who doesn't want a good thrifted item for a great price point? So it's very much community and family, guys. We also support each other in finding the best items. There are some fashion magazines that I find inspiring when it comes to written stuff, like Another Magazine, ID, Interview, the typical ones. There are also a bit more specific ones, but also like Gentlewoman, and Viscose is an amazing business-driven magazine that has a lot of interviews, a lot of analyses that are pretty, I would say it's a pretty unique magazine right now. So if you really want to dig deep into fashion and the fashion world and discussions and analyses, I would definitely recommend you to buy Viscose. Don't buy the Vogue, don't Elle. Like, I know all these magazines might look beautiful because Dior and Chanel paid all the ads, the first 40 pages, but it will not help you. And the best 5 summer picks that are probably sponsored will also not help you. Really try to have a conversation with people on servers, anywhere where you want to, or try to create your very own mood board that consists of anything. Coming to the third point that I personally find extremely important, and it is life-changing to be aware of these things. And of course, everybody that has a body is aware of these things as well. It's being aware of your body type. So first of all these 4 sketches that you see everywhere since, I don't know, primary school. There's a pear shape, there's the apple shape, there's the skinny shape, I don't even know how they're called. We don't care about this. It's not about this. It's not about I have this shape, so equals I need to wear clothes like this. So this, you don't have to. You wear whatever the hell you want and you feel comfortable in. If you feel comfortable or not, I don't care about this, but you wear whatever you want. This is rule number 1. Second rule is, if you want to create a certain effect and you have a specific body type, you can influence that effect with the selection of specific pieces. For example, a misconception that a lot of people think: you have long legs, beautiful, amazing, everybody wants long legs. You have a shorter torso, which might look sometimes not so proportional. Equals, you are going to wear high-waisted, super skinny jeans because you want to emphasize how beautiful your legs are. Amazing, you can go for this. But of course, proportions have an effect on our eye. We see it in nature, we see it everywhere. And there's something called the golden cut, where you decide yourself what you want to create. And maybe for example, I personally like it a lot when my torso looks super short, so I wear like a very short cardigan and extremely long pants, because I do like that it looks a bit disruptive and actually weird and unproportional. But this is something you probably do when you have found your personal style and you like to play some tricks, some visual tricks with your style. But if you really do want to find what kind of body proportion you have and what looks good on you, you will have to really look down your body and wear different things. If you wear very high pants and something short on top, how does it look like? You might want to elongate the top that is on top of it and have something that is a bit more low-waisted if you want to make it look a bit more proportional. It doesn't have to be 50-50, that would not be proportional again, but you can develop that. Is it A-line skirts? Is it straight skirts? Is it long arm, short arm? Is it something oversized on top and something very skinny underneath? You know, you can emphasize and play so much with your silhouette, and I talked about this a lot in the personal style video, but just being aware of your body type helps you a lot to understand why you even like or pick some pieces that are always in the same form. But what's the best about it is not that your body type predicts what you're supposed to wear. It's actually knowing your body type and then being able to create something. Maybe you can get even something custom made if you have friends that can sew, or you have a tailor that is not too expensive. But you can maybe, for example, create this twiggy kind of look on your shape that you cannot find in the stores, because you know what tools you need to have, you know what sewing techniques you need to have to build a silhouette around your body that gives you the style that you want to have. So knowing your body shape does not mean you're determined to only wear certain things, and this is something we see everywhere, and what everybody is saying is like, you have this shape, so you need to wear this to look good. That's absolutely not the case. You have this shape, so you can work around and create items to create the look that you want, because you're gonna get the look that you want. Just knowing your body type helps you to find the correct pieces and not do the wrong purchases. So now the next thing that you can do after you have decluttered, deeply decluttered, you have created some mood boards, you know that these 2 people inspire you, and maybe, I don't know, maybe just a product that inspires you visually. You have also realized what your body type is, so you know now exactly why you choose certain things or why you tend to not wear other things. And the fourth thing I would still recommend you, and this is also something I recommended in the personal style video, is now that you have a mood board for aesthetic, you know your body, you know your wardrobe is cleared, is still to have a look a bit into designers, because not to aim for these designers or anything, but actually there's something like certain aesthetics. So if you know that you like the early Dior, you know you like the new look, that you like it a bit more conservative, but like certain structural forms, but way more classic, then you're a Dior girl. Or you know that you like Nicolas Giscard's Louis Vuitton, you're very much into the details and not so much eccentric, but more eclectic design and mixes of fabrics and textures, then you're torn towards them. You don't have to, of course, buy into these brands, and nobody is doing it. But just knowing which designers reflect your style can also help you to break it down, find thrifted items of these people that are also vintage items, for example, or find pieces that just look similar. And you should never think there's just one brand that you can identify with. That's never the case. It's always a multiple amount of different designers, different creations that influence you. You can have a slightly goth appearance, for example, but that doesn't mean that I don't know, maybe you're also interested in historical pieces or like natural dyeing, or I don't know, maybe you're interested in some flirty, girly summer dresses as well, maybe some 60s historical things. There's so many things that make your personality, because your personality is so colorful. Don't forget this. No, but this is really your aesthetic. It's just always good and easy. It's just easier for you. It doesn't mean you need to buy these brands. It's just easier for you to know where you stand when you also just have some names where you can break down your aesthetics. So now that you decluttered, learned your body shape, you have inspiration, you have slightly some knowledge, not too much, but you kind of have a map of inspiration in your mind. You can go back to your closet. Let's go back to the closet. Let's have a look what we have there. First of all, let's try to find pieces that we don't need to rebuy. Let's see what we have in the wardrobe and that we can reuse to create the silhouettes that we liked and that we get inspired by. Usually the closet is doing a good job. Like usually you have some basics that you created with. Of course, you don't have to recreate a runway look or recreate something that is obviously being paid by brands to wear head to toe the brand. You will not be able to recreate it, but probably that's also not what you want to wear when you're on the street. You still have a different approach to your lifestyle usually, and it's a bit more toned down, I would say. What is important still is that you learn to work with what you got. So without buying anything new, I would definitely recommend you to have a look into your wardrobe. Wear the pants that you have. You probably still have 5 or 6 remaining, the very least, I'm very sure. You wear these pants, you wear the blazer over it, you tuck your shirt in a different way, you tuck your shirt around, I don't know, as a belt on the sides. I have somebody on the Discord that tried to layer multiple shirts. It looked like a skirt over a pant. It was a beautiful look. You have so many layering and styling options, and that's why I think Pinterest is amazing. Not because of the persona specifically, but because there's so many magazine editorials that you have all pictures all together, and that you don't have to go through a magazine again and like multiple magazine. And even if I recommend you to not buy magazines also, which I actually don't, because I do recommend you to buy magazines, but they're not super cheap, and if you are not so much into magazines, you don't have to buy them. But being in the store for hours and flipping through it will probably not be the most inspiring for you. Pinterest is again a very nice place because you have like tons of editorials. I just don't like that Pinterest is just showing you what you already liked even more. And for me, it's just like not widening your horizon when it comes to different things, because it's actually just showing you what you are supposed to like already. I don't want to see stuff that I like. I want to see stuff that I don't like. There's so many designers like Dries van Noten, Jonathan Anderson, so many designers get inspired by things that they dislike, because that's triggering and that's building a contrast. That's creating, some vivid, it's like colors, textures, silhouettes, everything. It needs to be something that is problematic to create some interest. It's like a beautiful landscape doesn't create so much of an interest if it's just beautiful, but if there's something weird in the back of it, it's interesting, and you need to find this weird thing. What can that be in your closet? And you will realize, even though if you look into a look and you find it just plain beautiful, the only words you have to describe something is just beautiful and amazing, and it's just breathtaking and whatever, you will figure that there's still something, some sort of problematic situation in the look that creates this level of interest that you have towards it. So you need to learn to work with a challenge. And this is the last point. Challenge yourself. Don't go for the basic minimum. Don't go for the classic look that you want to create. You said, oh, okay, I don't know, I love the old money look. I look absolutely like a Laura Piana model now, which makes me very happy, so I can go for this. You're better than that. You're better than that. And you can increase the level of excitement that there is in your look, because you really learn how you can create something that is slightly diverting. We want to build in some enthusiasm into our looks. It should not just look like a plain portfolio look, like from a scrapbook, and this is an aesthetic. And something interesting will never be the classic look. What I want to say is, don't be safe. You need to get out, you need to try to be disruptive and break something, you know? The look needs to be a bit broken, a bit ugly, a bit disturbed to turn into your very elevated personal look. And I know that's very hard, and that's why we're coming to the last point that I heard also say a lot of people, and it's really important, is your confidence. And this is something super psychological because there's so many reasons why we do have confidence or why we don't have it at all. I think we kind of all struggle with it. I think it would be a lie if we say everybody is super confident. I think some people can look a bit more confident than other people. Usually people that we admire are extremely confident because it's something that we look up to and probably also want to achieve. But I can tell you, you never have to be very confident. You will never be the most comfortable and confident person in a room, even though everybody tells you can be that girl, you can be that boy, you can be this person on the party, you can have that energy that everybody just looks at you. It's not that deep. It's not so important. Confidence is not this. Confidence is just embracing who you are. And I can tell you, if you're in your 20s, have fun, because that's the peak point of the learning curve. And if you're younger, I'm happy to not be a teenager anymore. For me personally, it helped a lot to be very uncomfortable in many situations. And being confident just sounds as basic as not being afraid to show who you really are. Not trying to hide anymore, not trying to adapt yourself anymore, not trying to be invisible in the room anymore because you are trying to look like everybody else, trying to talk like everybody else, act like everybody else. I think currently, for example, if you think of the current zeitgeist we are in, I think it's very popular to be in this brat summer mode, and everybody's trying to talk in a certain way, look in a certain way, act in a certain way that is very popular and makes you be very cool right now. But if you're not this person, if you don't have this aesthetic or the way of acting, you don't have to participate. You don't have to be one of the others to be cool or yourself. It will even get you further away from who you actually are. So being strong enough to stick with yourself and say, hey, I like who I am. Liking who you are is something that takes a lot of time. I'm happy for everybody that had this all their childhood, but if you grew up as a teenager that struggles with any kind of thing, you will have to grow your confidence yourself. Nobody will come to you and tell you, you're the best person in the room, you're the most amazing person, you have confidence now. This is something you work on. And that's why confidence is also so relevant for your personal style, because if you do not have confidence, you will never dare to stick to your personal style as well. And that's why I wanted to make this video as well, because it's so important that all these factors are aligned with each other, because that's the only way that a personal style can kind of evolve. So if you don't have confidence, but you have a beautiful mood board, you know what you look like, you know what you're inspired by, you have a bit of knowledge, you can look like somebody you are actually not. You can look like somebody you want to be, but that you are not. But if you reach the point of confidence as well, you can actually be yourself and be very happy with it. And that's why I wanted to make this video. I hope you didn't find it repetitive, but I still felt the urge, especially in summer somehow, I don't know why, and because it's July already, almost August, and there's still like a few more months to go until the end of the year. So everybody who is like in their finding process of their style, I think this can be helpful to make the last half of this year a bit more playful, a bit more funny when it comes to experimenting. I think the summer season is pretty good to experiment, to be honest, because you can play with different layers as well. So again, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this video. I have a Patreon where I also load up a video per week that you can watch, where it's a bit more personal. I love it, to be honest, because we can be so how do you say, intimate? And yeah, I just love Patreon for being able to share whatever I want. And I know it's just you guys watching it. I know technically the whole world. And of course the Discord server, that is the best place on earth with the coolest people, the coolest crowd. Like you might feel like a loser because everybody's so cool there. No, it's not. It's just like, it's extended family. It's really extended family there, and we have meetups. We have voice call. I loved our last voice chat where it's like a huge Zoom call, and everybody talked about their wish list items that we have and the grailed items. And it's so amazing to see when everybody has a different style, but you see these pieces that everybody has on their wish list and you're still like, oh my God, this is so cool. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I want to have this too. It's just the most beautiful thing about fashion. So one thing that we can extend next time when we talk about style is finding people that are like-minded. That's the best. Bye.